Welcome back to another episode of Inside Access Control, sponsored by SIA. I'm very excited today to have the team from Nexkey here. Eric, thank you very much for taking the time to meet up with us and tell us a little bit about the company.
Thank you for having me, Lee. Over here at Nexkey, we are changing the way how people experience access to physical spaces. We allow users to open doors via the smartphone or Apple Watch instead of using traditional key cards, fobs, or metal keys, which enables a more convenient and touchless experience for the end user, making it specifically during these times safer to enter office buildings.
Great. So if you would, break that down a little bit for me. Give us a little bit of history of the different types of products and services that you bring. You have a unique story from your background too, which is different than I think most of the people that we talk to in the space. So if you just share a little bit about that and the makeup of the company, and I think that'd be good for people to start to understand.
Absolutely, and that's a very good question, Lee. So our hardware is actually the key enabler for this frictionless and touchless access control experience that Nexkey creates. So our team is quite unique in the sense that none of our team members is actually coming from the access control space. So we have a team that's coming from consumer electronics, security, medical devices. And what we did several years ago is we thought about what would be an interesting industry to disrupt, disrupting meaning improving. And we found that access is one of those very interesting things that could need some improvement. And why is that? Because you and I, we access buildings every day, day in, day out. In the mornings we go to the office, in the evening we go to the gym, we go back home. So each individual walks to 10 or 15 doors every day. And how we open those doors hasn't really changed in the last hundreds of years. Right? Most of the time, we put metal keys into a keyhole and turn those around to unlock the door. A small change happened there, several years ago when people developed key cards and fobs. It's still a physical credential that you hold towards the door. And we here at Nexkey thought there must be a better way to opening doors. And we thought, why not leveraging a device that you have in your pocket every day, which is the smartphone? That was our initial thinking. When we then thought about how we can enable this experience, we were looking at other hardware solutions and technology solutions that were out there at this point in time. And what we learned is that in the consumer space, people were starting to develop smart locks that mostly worked with deadbolts in the residential space. And we saw a lot of challenges there because turning deadbolts requires a lot of battery. And again, it's only one lock format that those smart locks support. And when we looked into the commercial access control space, we saw that existing solutions require 3 to 4 hardware components. They require a lot of labor to install, and at the end, they're very expensive. So we wanted to create a solution that's first universally compatible so that really every user, every business can get affordable access control. And now talking about the affordable aspect, we wanted to lower the cost to a point where getting access control to make your facilities more secure becomes a no-brainer. So the first product that we created, Lee, is called the Nexkey Core. The Nexkey Core is a smart cylinder that can within 2 to 5 minutes be injected into any type of mechanical lock and turn that existing mechanical lock into a smart lock. In addition to the Nexkey Core, we created a second product called the Nexkey Controller. And why did we build the Nexkey Controller? When we started to deploy the Nexkey Core with our trial customers, they said, wow, that's really an amazing product. It installs so quickly, it's very affordable. But having said that, we already have a traditional card reader on the front door, or we have a driveway gate, or we have a garage door. How can we bring that in the Nexkey ecosystem so that we only have to use one app to control all of our access points in the office? So the Nexkey Controller basically allows us to connect any electronic type door hardware to the Nexkey ecosystem. We follow the same concept of simplicity that we follow with the Nexkey Core. It just plugs into a power outlet and 2 wires go to your electronic door hardware. And we drove both those products from an idea, basically 2 being real products, and started to deploy those into the market about 18 months ago.
And with that too, now you've evolved and you have a bit of an announcement that was made. So can you talk a little bit about the new product that I think rounds out your solution quite well?
Absolutely. So we are really excited about the new product that we are announcing because we feel it will be a real game changer to the industry. And before I tell you specifically what the product does, I want to tell you about the thought process, why we actually built that product. So when we looked at the deployments of the Nexkey controller, and what people did with that is that mostly the Nexkey controller actually got retrofitted to doors that had electronic strikes installed. Yeah? And we learned, not being, from the traditional access control industry, that electronic strikes are actually the devices that really dominate the US access control market. They are devices that are mostly shipped when it comes to electronic door hardware. And then when we digged into the traditional systems and looked into what is needed to bring up an electronic door strike, we were wowed by all the effort involved and the costs at the end. Because right now, when you have an electronic door strike, it needs to be connected to a reader that gets connected to a door controller, needs to get wired to an access control panel. So at the end, businesses have to pay around $2,000 or more per door to get it outfitted with an electronic door strike. So again, we thought there must be a better way to do that. There must be a simpler way to get access control deployed for the people that have those applications where an electronic door strike is a great fit. So the product that we are announcing now is called the Nexkey Solo. So the Nexkey Solo is the world's first wireless battery-powered door strike. The product installs in minutes. Installers only have to do a regular cutout in the door frame. It then lives invisible inside the door frame, so it doesn't have any impact on your design or the existing door hardware that you have, and then allows users to open the door with their smartphone or smartwatch, enabling this touchless and frictionless experience.
So as you look at that product, and it really does, I mean, it complements really well two things that you've proven now. Is you've taken the e-cylinder side, which has been a marketplace somewhat really in the US ignored, and then you've now taken that same methodology to the strike within a door as well, opening up again another opportunity for an area that really was hard for people to do or expensive in that regard, and have now expanded that beyond. If you talk to me just a little bit about some of the value creation that now that you see for two of the stakeholders, the end users themselves, and what some of the, your reaction you've gotten from your initial installs, and then number two, from now the partner side, because this is, again, I think an area that partners have been looking for, and whether you're a locksmith, you name it, in our marketplace, I think it fits their needs. So what's some of the feedback you've been getting?
So let's talk about the end customer first. So this product, Lee, is going to go for $499 per device. What we heard from installation partners is that they're going to charge between $120 to $200 for installing the product. So our end users, they get the same experience, or even I would say a better experience than they had with the traditional electronic strike system before, for about 30% of the overall cost, because it will be under $700 all in. We believe that that really is a price point where a lot of people that want to have more access control deployed in their buildings, or want to have commercial grade access control, they now will make the step and getting it installed. To give you a little bit more data, so it's not only us thinking that, we actually surveyed in May over 1,200 people working in office buildings. And the vast majority of those people actually said, over 70%, that if they would get access control, they would want to or only could spend under $1,000 a door. What was also very interesting out of our survey in May was that 45% of people said that now, because of COVID-19, access control has become more important to them, and they really want to make a move and they want to secure their facilities. When showing the Nexkey Solo to distribution partners and installation partners, the feedback was really, really exciting for us. I remember one meeting over lunch that I had with a large US distributor where the person said, look, Eric, if we give this to the installers, their guys will find more time to find a parking spot and unload the truck than really installing a Nexkey Solo. We are very excited to launch the Nexkey Solo because it will be the first device that really brings affordable and touchless access control to any type of business at any type of budget that they really have available. And the installer community and the partners, they're really waiting, knocking on our doors already for the last couple of months when they can finally receive a Nexkey Solo or several Nexkey Solos. They already have projects in mind where this would be an ideal fit. The Nexkey Solo will be available in smaller quantities right here at launch throughout June. And then in July and August, we will really ramp up manufacturing and make this product available to the masses.
So why don't you talk to me a little bit about the software that comes with it too? Because again, it's a connected product. So I know you have a management portal already, but what else now comes with this new product introduction?
Absolutely. So our hardware is really the core to enabling this, what we believe is a much better access experience to buildings. Having said that, the software is really where Nexkey provides a lot of additional value. We also announced a few weeks back a new solution called the Nexkey Portal. The Nexkey Portal lives on the web and gathers a whole bunch of insights around an office space or a space in general. The insights that we gather allow now people to really look into space utilization. It allows them to track the flow of people. And we believe we really hit the nerve in the here and now, because all this data becomes very valuable when businesses start thinking about bringing their employees back to the office spaces. We also certainly have our mobile app. And what is unique about our mobile app is that it's not only about opening doors. Within Nexkey's mobile app, you find all the features that you find in a sophisticated access control system, from key management, assigning keys to individuals, to sharing keys with larger groups. You have your audit trail where you can really see what's happening in your space, and you can see that in the palm of your hand. So we feel we have a very powerful mobile experience, and now the Nexkey Portal together combined provide a very sophisticated and I would say unique experience.
People want to find out more information and learn more about this. Where's the best place for them to go to do that?
The best place for people to learn more about Nexkey is our website. That's a very good starting point. It's nexkey.com, nexkey.com.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time. It's very exciting. I think you've got great opportunities ahead of you. I'm sure the thing's going to fly off the shelf itself. It fits a market that I know within the access control side. I mean, we've needed it. So excited to see you do that. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to let the world know as well, and look forward to seeing more from you.
Thank you very much for having me.